I didn't have money deposited into my account yet to be able to go out and buy leads, but I did have a credit card.
Graham Hatley is 20 years old. 5 weeks into selling life insurance, he put up $53,000.
Sitting in the why is huge. I'm digging into that why, and I'm trying to build a picture in their mind of what would it look like for their beneficiary if they were to pass.
In this episode, Graham reveals the exact strategy behind closing $10K a week, why he tracks every minute of his dial time, and how he hacked his environment to create discipline.
I get them to agree or to say yes to as many things as possible before I move on from that why section.
I like that.
To where they're almost closing themselves.
Take
on the
me
policy.
on the yes train.
The first day I ever dialed, I closed 2 sales.
Did you just close a big deal?
Banger.
How big?
38 a month.
Biggest deal yet?
Not quite.
What's the biggest deal you've closed?
I forget what the premium was, but it was 7,400.
Was that on a Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was your first week.
First week.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's a pretty big deal.
It was a
big deal, and it was a big deal.
Yeah, it was. It was a good start too.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You've had a really good start. Speaking about good starts, dude, you're 5 weeks in, and you've submitted how much?
Over 50,000, 52,000-ish, 53.
Put it a little closer to you.
53,000.
53K in 5 weeks. So you're doing 10K a week.
Yeah.
Dude, so our saying when we started was 10K a week or die.
Right.
And we meant it.
Yeah.
Like, we pushed all gas, no brakes for that $10,000 of issue paid of AP. And I remember, bro, I did 9,700 1 week. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. I was like, I'm getting it the next week. And so I was dating a girl at the time, and I always stayed at her grandma's house with her. And then I was laying at the end of the bed, and I was tallying up all my sales. I was going through Slack and adding them all up.
Yeah.
And I get to the last number. It's like 980. It was like 9,700 plus 980. And then, boom, 10,000 rips
Knocked
across
you
the
over.
screen. I'm like, oh!
Yeah.
And I just remember my girlfriend, she like looks over and she's like, what does that number mean? And I was like, that's how much pretty much I made.
Yeah.
And she's like, what? Are we rich? I was like, yeah, we're rich.
It's a big deal.
It was a big deal,
Yeah.
dude.
It's a crazy feeling for sure.
Did you expect to have this fast of a start?
No. Well, in a way, I expected to have a hot start just because I came from sales. And I've always had just a crazy amount of self-confidence that
And
I
discipline.
would. Yeah. So it wasn't unexpected, but I mean, it was a little bit unexpected.
Yeah. Dude, I think it's really cool because like what you're doing, anybody can go out and do, but you do have a really high level of discipline, accountability, and you're also the first one to ask questions is what I've noticed.
Yeah.
You know, one of my best friends, Mahmoud Nasser, he always says, closed mouths don't get fed. And it's true, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
So I want to spend some time today going through how to have a really fast start.
Okay.
And for those of you guys that are listening, this is going to be for agents that are just coming out of the starting blocks, or maybe you've been around for 6 months, you didn't take it serious. And for the manager that's listening, send this to your agents because Graham Hatley, he is up freaking next, bro.
Yeah.
All right. Let's start here. When you were coming out of licensing, what type of things were you doing to get yourself ready to dial?
Even before I was getting my license, I was always asking my upline Luke questions. Luke was always talking about the people who ask the most questions always are the people who have the best starts.
Yep.
So that was like the main thing, is just knowing what I'm getting myself into and knowing the amount of work that I'm going to have to be putting in to get where I want to be.
You had proper expectations.
100%. I think that's probably the biggest thing going into it, is have the right expectations. Because I think a lot of people kind of get swept off their feet when they get in. They're like, wow, this is more than I realized it would be. So
What should people expect their first day?
Nothing in sales wise. Just expect a hard day that you're not going to see a ton of results, but it's practice. Like each time you get someone on the phone, it's a rep.
Yep.
And you try and get better each rep, and eventually you're going to start making sales.
All right, so let's take it back a little bit. So walk me through, what did your schedule, what were your commitments? Because I think in life, if you're committed to winning, you will win. The question is more of when.
Yeah.
Not if, but when.
Right.
And that starts with a commitment.
Yeah.
And so what did your schedule look like? When did you commit, and what did that commitment look like?
So I pretty much went all in as soon as I moved down here. That was like one thing that Luke kind of put in me, is as soon as you get started, you need to come down here. And I'm in a point in my life where I'm willing to go in on anything that I do.
Yep.
Because I know that regardless of where I am, regardless of what I'm doing, if I put in my full effort, I'm going to achieve my goals. But some of my non-negotiables were I get up in the morning and I go to the gym.
What time are you waking up?
5 a.m. every day.
I think before the wake up, what did you do to prepare yourself for bed? So I was in here with the new agent. We were talking about, what she wanted to achieve, where she wants to be. And I was like, what do you think the biggest thing holding you back? And she had a really honest answer.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm just going to bed really late. I'm having a hard time waking up on time.
Yeah.
So to win the morning, it starts with the night before. What does that night before look like for you?
To be honest with you, I'm not the greatest at it. I just make sure that I put my phone up before anything. Like I leave my phone on the other side of my room, and that's where I set my alarm. So it gets me out of bed to turn off my alarm. But I'm not the best at not being on my phone like an hour before I go to sleep. I just make sure that I turn it off, and when I'm in bed, I'm going to sleep. I'm not scrolling on my phone when I'm in bed.
Yeah.
As soon as I get to bed, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, dude, I want to sit here for a second. So when you associate, like associations play a really big piece in your life. And so what I mean by this is when I'm back home in North Carolina, I don't associate that with working.
Yeah.
So I was having the hardest time working back home, because anytime I'm there, I hang out with my mother, I go to church, I go to the Y. I just have a really nice laid back time.
Right.
And so that's my association. When I lay in bed, that cues my body into go to sleep.
Yeah.
Not because I don't ever doom scroll in bed.
That's great.
Because then my mind will naturally, like, if you doom scroll always in this chair,
It expects it.
it expects it. Your
Yeah.
body will cue into the association.
100%.
And so you have to be really mindful, you guys that are listening, of what do you associate with. So when I got in the car, I associated car time as training time. I always cued in podcasts. I always cued in things to listen to. So I bet some of you guys are in the car right now. You have to be really good at knowing, like, when you're in the car, this is, we called it window training. Like you're looking out the window and you're training, you're listening the whole time. So I love that. And then one other thing to touch on is you have blockers set up. You're smiling. You're funny, dude. Are you excited? Are you nervous?
Yeah. No, I'm just
nervous.
I'm excited because you talking about window training. I associate my car with the same thing.
Yeah.
Every morning on the way to work, I'm listening to something that's putting me in a mental position to get ready for work.
Every top producer that we've ever had does that.
Really?
Every single one, bro.
It doesn't surprise me. It works.
It works.
Yeah.
Because it will, like, seep through your brain.
Yeah.
I remember one time, dude, I walked into a house and I just had listened to this Objection, like, video. Oh, I kid you not, 12 times over. I had like a 45-minute drive. I walk in the house, client give me an objection. I'm like, perfect, sir, I completely understand. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
I just started, boom, dropping heat.
Yeah.
And it was just because it was subconscious, and then it became true in my life once I started using it. But I love that one. So one of the best habits I've had is airplane mode. Dude, like, my phone is on a different counter, ways away from my bed. I don't leave it next to the bedstand. I don't scroll in my bed. I do none of that, bro. I put my phone down usually 30 minutes before I call it. Like, before I take a shower, brush my teeth, wash my face, like, do my prayers, my phone is off, airplane mode. I don't want people to have access. That's where I can quiet down.
Yeah.
So that's how you start. And then you hit the morning. Graham wakes up at 5 a.m. How do you get out of bed right away, bro?
Kick the sheets.
Kick the sheets.
Yeah, you got to kick the sheets. As soon as you get up out of bed, you got to have energy, because it's so easy for me personally. If I don't kick my sheets and get out of bed, I'm not going to get out of bed. Like, I have to get up as soon as my alarm goes off, or else I'm going to sleep in, too long. So I get up out of bed, and then I'm going to the gym. I get dressed, I get my clothes on, and I'm out the door as soon as I can. I leave my house at like 5:05 every day, and I'm on the way to the gym.
You know what I used to do? I used to roll out of bed and I'd lay on the ground in my boxers, and I'd like be like shriveled up like a little baby, like an infant.
And that would help you get up?
Because, dude, some days I'd have 4 hours of sleep, bro. But I was like,
you gotta get up.
If I don't get up, I'm never getting out of this bed.
Yeah.
And so it's funny because John Shield can attest to this. We were roommates for 2 years. He'd walk in my room and I'd literally be like a little baby in my skivvies.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like, trust me, bro. This is called the process. This is what greatness looks like. It might not be pretty, but this is what greatness looks like. Our cameraman's smiling. We're going to have all the agents at the end of their bed, like in their skivvies, just like, they're like, bro.
Gotta get up, dude. Whatever it takes, honestly.
And it's huge. And so, guys, like during this podcast, like we're going to be funny and we're going to really, but this is the stuff, I kid you not, that will build habits, that builds a life, that builds just like the sense of purpose, all of it.
Yeah.
So, okay, you get up and then you head to the gym. How long do you lift?
45 minutes to an hour. I'm in the gym for an hour, but I lift for 45 minutes, and then I'm in the sauna for 15 every day.
Every day.
I just keep it super structured because for me, I don't need a ton of time to work out. If I can get a good pump in, then I feel like that's something that I can check off the checklist, and it makes me start my day with a win. So that's like a huge thing for me, is being able to start with a win and just keep the momentum going throughout the day. But yeah, 45 minutes, 15 minutes sauna, and then I'm out cooking breakfast.
And then you head into the office.
Mm-hmm.
We do a training here every day at 8:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then, boom, what do you do now?
Ripping dials. Yeah. As soon as I can. I try and protect my dial time as best I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so what is your goal? Like, what's your non-negotiable for dials on a day? Or where's your focus? Where's your attention?
So for me, I have to do at least 500 dials a day. Or there's a couple things. So 8.5 hours dialed, or 500 dials a day, or 5 presentations, or 1 close. So it's one of those, and if I hit one of them early, like today I got a sale pretty early, it's like, okay, now I'm going to have to reach for 8.5 hours worked. And or if I hit like 5 prezzies and 1 sale, then I have to keep going for the 8.5 hours, or I have to do 500 dials. So even if I accomplish some of my goals early, I can't just take off. I can't call it a day, because that's where complacency kicks in, and that's where you start falling behind. So yeah, I set a few goals.
Do you have a timer that tracks how long you're dialing?
So whenever I'm dialing, I start a timer from my first dial while it's ringing. If someone's coming up and talking to me, I pause it. If I have to go to the bathroom, I pause it. Lunch break, pause it. So at the end of the day, it's got to be the 8.5 hours dialed. That's what the timer is.
So that's something that I've gotten to see a lot of the guys in this office start doing. Yeah. And it is one of the coolest things I've seen you guys do. Yeah. It keeps you honest. It keeps you guys actually understanding, oh, I'm intentionally working right now. Oh, I'm not. I'm talking to the homie. All right, I've been dialing for 4.5 hours. Let me take 20 minutes. Yeah. So I love that.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I remember realizing the first time that I did it, how much time I was spending getting up, walking around, getting something to eat, getting a drink of water, talking to somebody. Like, I wasn't dialing near as much as I thought I was. I was in the office all day, but I didn't put in the amount of hours that I wanted to. And once you have that timer there, it's like, well, I'm really not working as hard as I should be.
Yeah. We had a saying, are you taking all day to dial, or are you dialing all day?
I like that.
That's always been a good one. So when I was in the field, our metrics was if you book 30 appointments. So for us, it was spend $2,000 worth of money into leads. And then out of that, you'll book 15 appointments for Tuesday and Wednesday. So we would dial on Mondays. We'd run leads on Tuesday and Wednesday. We'd dial on Thursdays and book appointments for Friday and Saturday. So we'd do 15 and 15, 30 total. Out of 30, this was our math. We'd have 10 people no-show us. Then we'd sit with 20, and out of 20, we should bare minimum close half. And that half, that means 10 policies, average sale was $1,000. That's 10K.
Yeah.
So spend 2,000, do all that math, and then issue pay 10. You're netting about like 6 after everything. Not bad.
Not at all.
No, that's $24,000 a month of net.
That's incredible.
What does the math look like for you now?
Well, if I'm hitting my goals.
Let's go through last week.
Yeah.
Leads, dials, appointments a day. Go through my math and telesales.
So last week, so I'll go back just because 2 weeks ago I spent over 2K in leads and sold like 18.5K. And then I had a ton of extra leads for last week. So last week I only spent $1,000, but I had probably about $1,000 worth of extra leads from the week before.
Okay, so real quick. So the week that you spent $2,000, you did 18K.
Yeah.
All right, talk to me about leads. How many leads did you get?
I think I got 150.
150 for $2,000.
Yeah.
Right?
Something around there, yeah.
Okay. And then each day, how many people did you call? How many presentations? How many of those did you close? Because I want to give these listeners a realistic expectation.
So for me, I was dialing real-time leads. So essentially, is when they filled it out, it would come to me.
Coming in, yeah.
So just about everyone that I could get on the phone that knew what I was calling about, I would present numbers to. So I had a ton of presentations that week, and my close rate of the presentations was probably like 70%. That week I was going crazy. It was mainly just about how many...
X Games mode?
Yeah, X Games mode, dude. It was nonstop.
It
was just
the gold.
more about how many people would come in through the leads. But like on an average week, if I'm dialing old leads, I'm putting in $500. Usually I'm hitting at least 5 presentations and 3 closes. Yeah.
So $500 gets you 5 real prezzies,
Mm-hmm.
3 closes from that.
Yep.
I want to go back to week 1 when you didn't have any money for leads and you were in the gold mine.
Yeah.
What did those days look like?
So those days were different. I had the same goals, but in my mind, just about everybody wanted to do $500 a day or 5 presentations or 1 close. So for me, it was, I'm going to do that and then some to make sure that I'm outworking everyone else.
Yeah.
So my entire first week, I was doing $700 a day. I was staying in the office until at least 8:30, usually like 9:30. And there were days where I didn't have sales, but then it was like 2 days after no sales, I hit that big deal on that Saturday.
Yeah, I want to touch on that. So just remind me if I forget. But this is such a badass industry. Mm-hmm. And like the reason why I curse is because like it genuinely is so amazing. Yeah. Because dude, if you have the willingness to learn and you commit to it's a rigorous work schedule, but you can do 54K in 5 weeks. Like that is ridiculous. Like, do you guys hear me right now?
It's insane.
You can do $54,000 of issue paid or of submitted business, which probably translate. You'll probably deposit $25,000 if not more, bro.
Yeah, at least.
You know, and you're what? How old?
20.
20.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's insane. Your first month. My first month I deposited 12. My second month I did 47K issue paid, deposited 35. Unreal. Bro, I was rich. Yeah. In 60 days. And it was, dude, you know me, bro. Not the smartest. Don't laugh. You're not supposed to laugh. He's not supposed to laugh here, guys. But in all seriousness, like self-deprecating humor is great. And like, you know, it says in the Bible, like, do not think of yourself higher than you ought to. And I understand like the God-given talents that God has given to me. But I also understand like, dude, most people will go and bury their talents because of fear. But all you need in this is work ethic and coachability, bro, and a freaking good attitude, honestly. And everyone can have those. You don't need to be able to dunk or run faster or be the strongest guy. Like, I'm not gonna go pro in any sport. I did not get gifted with that. You know, they made a movie called White Man Can't Dunk, or whatever the hell the movie was called. Yeah, White Man. Yeah, that was it.
Never seen it.
Oh, it's fire.
I do want to add one thing to that. I think one key factor that's like super important in this business is risk tolerance. I think that was one thing that helped me out, as I was very risk tolerant. After my first week, I didn't have money deposited into my account yet to be able to go out and buy leads, but I did have a credit card, and I built belief in the business in that first week by selling. So in the week after that, I was like, okay, I'm going to just start buying leads. So after my first week, I started buying leads, and it was just from then on, I've been producing at a high level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. All right, so since we're on risk tolerance, I think this is good. So one, I think you said build belief. Mm-hmm. Belief comes from reps, and you got a ton of reps in your first week.
Yeah.
But walk us through that first week. Like your first day, did you make a sale?
Yeah.
How many?
I think just one.
And then second day?
Honestly, I made 2 my first day, 1 my second day, 1 my third.
And then you bageled.
Bageled 2 days.
Bageled 2 days in a row.
2 days in a row.
And then you worked a Saturday.
And
I remember that morning.
Yeah.
You had a sale for $570 a month or something, right?
It was I think it was 600 and almost 620 because it was 7,400 something.
And guys, this just goes to show, like, Separation Saturday is called Separation Saturday for a reason. Dude, I remember you did like 900 dials one day.
Yeah.
Or something ridiculous. And I was like, wow, like, good on him, bro. Like, if you keep that work ethic, the sales gods will reward you. Like, the numbers always balance itself out.
They do.
And then, boom, it was only like your second dial in on a Saturday.
Yeah. Right? Literally, yeah, it was the first pickup, like third dial or something. Yeah. And immediately, like, he was sold. It was the easiest sale that I probably ever had too.
The big ones are actually the easiest.
Yeah.
All right, and so obviously you come out of the gates, you're firing. You have a lot of belief. But and some of you guys might be thinking, oh, well, Graham got this huge sale. Like, I didn't have that. I would bet almost all my bank account, genuinely, that you guys don't work as hard as Graham, that you're not as honest as Graham. I see him track every dial. He literally tracks every minute of his freaking day. And, dude, you protect your dial time like crazy. Mm-hmm. But then you built that belief. And then what did your first investment in leads look like?
I spent $1,200 my second week in the business on leads.
On premiums, on aged?
Aged leads. It was all, so I did $1,000 of $7 aged leads, and then another $200 on $2 aged leads. And what's funny is I didn't end up closing any of the $7, only the...
2?
Yeah.
Nice, dude. That's just sometimes how it works, bro.
It was. But I had a pretty big week on it. I did $12K first week and then another $10K after on my second week, all off $2 age leads. It was really, if you break down what I spent and the leads that I closed, I spent like $200 off of what I closed.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. Well, what's cool is, a couple things on leads. I always described it like this. Let's say me and you walked up to an ATM and it was Monday, and we put $100 in the ATM, and then we come back 7 days later on Sunday and it spits out $500. We'd be like, man, this ATM's sick. Why don't we just slap the 500 in there? Uh-huh. And then 5 days later it spits out 2,500. You're like, bro, this is the best ATM I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
You're the ATM.
Literally.
You are the ATM. It works. And then also another framework to add in there is you either have time or you have money. And so in the beginning, everyone should be buying aged leads. You need more at-bats, you need more reps, and also you can have huge profit margins through aged leads.
Yeah.
But when you're building a team and you have money and you don't have as much time because you need to train, recruit, develop leaders, then go buy premiums and then go hit your 10, 15K and then allocate the rest of your time into your team.
Yeah.
So for you, what would you say to the agent that, like, what were you thinking? Were you nervous when you didn't have any money coming in and you're looking down in your credit card? You're like, oh man, I got $500 I can play with or whatever.
There was definitely a little bit of doubt, but I think that it just comes with it. And you see other people have done it I just kept thinking, why not me, right? Because I see people like Ronnie, David, Luke, Jackson, all these guys, and they're making great money, and they're all spending a lot of money on leads. So I just had faith that if I do it and I put in the work to back up my lead spend, there's no way that I don't get a return on it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went all in on it. I was a little bit nervous, but it paid off big time. I mean,
It's such a healthy pressure.
yeah.
Like, tell me
It
now,
makes you work.
when you bought those leads, you worked
Oh, yeah.
way harder.
Especially when I spent the first time, my third week, I spent $2K. And I was like, okay, I got to make something happen with this.
Like, I'm going to go nuts.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I mean, that's how diamonds are made, bro. You take a lump of coal, you add a lot of pressure onto it, and then it will turn into a diamond. And we need to add healthy amounts of pressure on ourselves in order for us to get shaped, to develop.
I agree.
All right. So what was your relationship with the script? The reason I ask is, actually, let me just hear your answer. What was your relationship with the script?
So when I first started, I printed out the script. Before I was making dials, I printed it out and I would walk with it like everywhere.
You talk to it, take it on a date.
No, seriously, it was
Literally.
it was by my
hold
side
the door open
all the time.
for it.
I mean, it's
He gave it flowers.
you have to know it, you know.
It's like the Bible for sales.
For sales, it totally is. And
Now, I felt convicted. I shouldn't say that. Nothing stands close to the Bible.
that's
but
true.
It's pretty important.
It is important, especially in a business like this. You know, the script is the backbone, and it's so well made that you can come in, know nothing about sales, read it word for word,
And make
make
thousands of
money.
dollars.
It's unreal. Like
It's
I was
retarded.
I was nervous coming into it because I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a whole different kind of sale because I came from door-to-door pest control, and I kept thinking this is going to be a new sales process. I'm going to have to figure this all out again. It's going to take me time to learn, which it does take time to learn. You have to put in the effort, but it's literally something that you read. Like you can't pull up a script on the doors and start reading it.
No.
You know, you're on the phone with the script in front of you, reading it word for word. The first day I ever dialed, I closed 2 sales. So it's like, it's easy. You have it handed to you. So the script, to answer your question, it's the script. I knew it like the back of my hand, and I studied it hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I think the script is definitely the cornerstone of your sales career. There's no doubt about that. Like, you do have to build your sales ability off of that.
Right.
But you were intentional with memorizing it. And you know, we're being funny about he opened the door for the script, he took the script on a date. But, like, you got to treat it like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is your baby, dude. This is very important. And I think when you can understand the script has life to it, it's not just words on a paper. There's a tone behind every sentence. There's a cadence. There's a pattern interrupt. There's a pause. There's a relationship with this script. Then that's when you begin to learn how to communicate and speak. I think that's good. Sorry, I was just, I'm just, look.
Zoning out over here.
Colin's laughing. Don't worry. Sometimes, guys, we just got to, I'm making sure y'all are still listening over here. That's what I was really doing. I was just thinking where I wanted to take the conversation. That's so funny. I got the cameraman laughing. Let's go, dude.
Just never heard you take that long of a pause.
And then just stare up at the ceiling. I was just thinking about the script. Oh no, what I did want to say, you guys understand the script that has been built for you is me, Mahmoud Nasser, and Ronnie Salem sold at a wicked high level. And we spent all of our time crafting that script, and then it's gone through iterations with all of our top producers. Guys that have done Hall of Fame, 500, 600, 700K in a year have taken their time and poured into that script.
Yeah.
So, dude, it has objections in there. It has everything you need in there. Literally every pause, every time you need to freaking take a breath, bro, it'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of my favorite stories is this guy named Ethan Shell. I'm down in Florida. The night before, I'm like, yo, I'm not going to be able to dial with you. I just need you to read the script and make 500 calls and, just get back to me. And I had a couple guys watching him, helping him out. He's like, okay. Halfway through the day, I'm at Sean Mike's house. I call him, and I'm like, how's it going? He's like, oh, I'm at 4,200 for the day. I was like, what? Say that again? I was like, no. How's your day? He's like, I'm at 4,200. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm just reading the script, just making phone calls.
Unreal.
I was like, wow. I call him at the end of the day. Dude, he did 10K his first day, bro.
First day?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And then he literally quit his real estate career. He's like, I'm going all in.
I mean, I don't blame him. 10K
Yeah.
in a day. Yeah, that feels great.
What was your relationship with objections?
I was pretty comfortable with objections for the most part. Coming from door to door, it's like you get an objection in face to face. If you don't roll it immediately and you don't know what you're talking about, you're going to get the door shut on you. And with this, you have what you're supposed to say in front of you. So as soon as you get that objection, you can start reading it. But just having some knowledge, previous knowledge of the sales process definitely helped me out with objections. And then just communication skills coming from sales.
So for someone that's never dialed the phone and they're like, I understand this script, but what do I do when I get an objection? What would you tell them?
Yes, address, close.
What did you just say?
Yes, address, close.
Yes.
So you agree with them. So if they give you an objection, it's like...
Agree, ask, assume.
Yeah, agree, ask, assume.
Yeah, triple A.
So you agree with them and then ask, assume.
Ask a question or assume.
Yeah, so the way that I typically go about it is I agree with them. I say, yeah, I completely understand. Like, I hear where you're coming from. You address their problem, their situation, what the actual objection is, and then you reclose back onto the script. Or if you gave them options, you reclose and ask them again which option they want to go with. But yeah, you can, yes, address, close, agree, ask, assume. What was the other one that P trained on the other day? There's a whole bunch of them.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things is agree.
Yeah.
Diffuse right
100%.
away. I don't remember perfect. That's exactly why I'm calling. I need to think about it. Perfect. I completely understand.
Yeah. It
That's
diffuses
exactly
it
why I'm
immediately.
calling. No, I hear you loud and clear. That's what my last 4 clients said. Like, literally. And then one that gives you your footing, where you always, if you can just remember that, perfect, I completely understand. That's exactly why I'm calling. No, I hear you loud and clear on that, sir. Yep. That gives you enough time to think through what am I going to respond with.
Yeah. It gives you some wiggle room.
Yeah.
For me, that was super important for me, especially when I first started and I didn't have the objections memorized. Agreeing, kind of trying to diffuse it, and then scrolling to find the response. It would give me enough time to find it and be able
That's
to
what
roll
you
it.
would do?
Oh, yeah.
You just go, yeah, perfect, sir. I completely understand.
Let me find what I'm supposed to say.
Yeah, so were you looking at this for...
Yeah. Every time. Until I got comfortable. But then that's where knowing the script comes in, because, like, you can read it all you want. And I think a lot of people don't train the script as much as they should because it's right in front of them and it's super easy to just read it. But you still have to know it like the back of your hand, because that's when you can start putting in your own personality into it. You can make it more human rather than reading words off of a paper. But the script is there like as a backbone.
What do you think the most important part of the script is?
Just the structure of it, like the way that you're supposed to go in the sales process. Like, it tells you where you go, and then you can kind of sidetrack off of it if they're talking about their family or whatnot. Yeah. You build rapport, you take some time away from the script, and then you just kind of go right back to it.
Yeah.
But
or like if you're sitting in the why section and they're giving you a lot of information, begin to listen to them.
Oh yeah.
Like, you don't just need to ask the next question in the script. Like, they're called pockets. They're called zones. We built them based on zones. Now, we made it dummy proof because, like, we pretty much built How to Sell Insurance 101 for Dummies. You know those books?
Yeah.
It's like that script is how to close deals for dummies.
Yeah.
But it's credibility, building the why, setting structure, health and all that, and then closing, quotes and closing. That's really all the script is.
Yeah. Sitting in the why is huge.
So how do you know when you've built a big enough why? Because I think what I've noticed when I was first new and new agents, they come in and they'll have a surface level why.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're just looking for burial expenses so you don't leave a burden on your loved ones. The client goes, yeah. Okay, perfect. You want to be buried or cremated? Okay, do you know how much that costs? No, it's $7,000. Okay, who's your beneficiary? This. Okay, so I'm assuming that's why you're looking into this. They're like, yeah. And then they move on. It's like, no. That's like level 1.
Yeah.
So what does it look like for you to go deeper and to build value?
So for me, the why is huge because that's when I start building a yes train. So I get them to agree or to say yes to as many things as possible before I move on from that why section.
I like that.
To where they're almost closing themselves
Take
on the
me
policy.
on the yes train. I'll be the client. I'm 64 years old. Let's rock. You don't need a script, do you?
No. 64 years old. Who's your beneficiary? Just give me a name.
Ask me.
All right, Wiley. And who are you planning on leaving this money to? Who is this?
My
for?
son,
Okay.
Mark.
And is there any specific reason that had you thinking about setting this up? Did something happen in the family recently where?
Yeah, my brother, he got sick.
Okay.
He's fine, but it kind of just got me thinking about everything. You know, we're not going to be here forever.
Right. You never know when it's your time to go. So your brother got sick. It got you thinking about getting up a policy in place because you don't want anything to happen to yourself to where your son would have to go out of pocket for that expense.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So what would it look like for your son if God forbid, if you passed today, what would that kind of look like for him? Would he have to set up a GoFundMe?
I have no idea.
Not sure. So if you passed like literally today, would he be okay financially to pay for that expense?
I mean, I've never really asked him about his finances. I mean, I guess he'd figure it out.
Okay. But it'd be pretty difficult, I'm sure, to come up with. You're planning on getting a burial? Is that right?
Yeah.
Come up with $15,000 to $20,000. I mean, that's hardly affordable for anyone nowadays.
Yeah,
Wouldn't you
no,
agree?
I mean, I definitely don't want to leave that to him. No
Yeah,
way.
it's a big burden. So I'm assuming the main reason why you wanted to put this into place is so that he wouldn't have to be burdened by any of those expenses whatsoever and wouldn't have to come out of pocket $15,000 to $20,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, awesome.
As long as it's affordable.
Right. So as long as this is something that's affordable for you and it gets your son protected to where you take care of it and he's not burdened by those expenses, was there any reason why you wouldn't want to get this coverage in place today?
No. Yeah, I'd do it. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll make sure to find something in the budget. Again, I'm a broker, so I work with the top 27 A-rated carriers in the country, and it's my job to do the shopping around for you to make sure that you're getting the best deal possible. So what we'll do is we'll send it, and then I would submit a request for coverage.
So right there, that's when you know to start pushing the ball forward.
Yeah, 100%. I'm digging into that why and I'm trying to build a picture in their mind of what would it look like for their beneficiary if they were to pass to lose their income, and I just start asking them a ton of different questions, and then if I ever get objected that later in the sales process, I know exactly where I can go back to, because they've given me every reason. Like you told me, you said there's not a single reason, as long as it's affordable, why you wouldn't want to get this coverage in place. So if they say, oh well, I'm just not sure, I just don't think that he needs it, it's like, yeah, well, you let me know earlier that he wouldn't necessarily be okay financially. I mean, $10,000 or $15,000 to $20,000, that's a tough thing to go out of pocket for. And you agreed with me on that, right? And then you start building the yes train again, and then you go back and reclose.
Yeah, I like that. Also, when I was saying oh, he'll figure it out, a lot of agents will just sit there and they won't move it forward.
Yeah.
I always yeah, got it. I know this is a tough conversation, but the good news is we only have to have it once, but we got to face reality.
Yeah.
That's what I would tell them. We got to face reality.
That's good. You can't move on if they don't answer your question.
And then you hit them, they're like, oh, he'll figure it out. Got it. What does figuring it out look like?
Yeah.
Because, dude, that means they have resistance to the question, and persistence will always outweigh that. Mm-hmm. But, dude, it's up to us to just nudge them and bump. What does figuring out look like? And then I always liked asking questions about the beneficiary. What they do for work, how many kids, are they married, where do they live, are they close by, are they going to have to travel in? Family
is huge. If they have family to protect, and then imagine you have a whole family and you get hit with a huge funeral expense. That's one thing that I always try and build on too.
Dude, it's exhausting. Even outside of having the means to pay for it or not, it's just genuinely exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't think we factor in the grieving process, how important that person was to them. I always reminded people of that. I'm like, you know what it's like when someone dies? The last thing on the planet you're thinking about is money.
Yeah.
You're just scraping by to, you're already numb to life, and now you got to think about collecting a check. We don't want to put them in that position.
Right.
you know? And so I think the more real you can get, the more honest, the more relatable, the better.
Totally.
What have you learned, you know, like obviously you're doing something inside of your sales process that has gotten you a handful of steps ahead, you know, closing at a higher clip. What are a couple of things that a new agent can add into their arsenal?
I think Will, that runs Studs Up, Will touched on, when he came in and spoke, sharpening your sword. And I think that that's huge, is like, or you could say sharpening your axe, you know, the story about the lumberjack leaves 1 hour a day, cuts more trees than everyone, he goes to sharpen his axe. So that for me, I think is huge, is you need to be training. Like if you're not fluent in like just sales language, you need to become fluent in sales. Like you have to understand the sales process. You have to sharpen your sword. You can't just put in the work. You put in the work every day. You put in the hours every day. You put in the dials every day, and then you have to go home and train. Though. Yeah. So that's my thing, is making sure that you're sharpening your axe, and not just in sales, but in all areas of your life. If you can become a better speaker, if you can become better at talking to people face to face, you're going to become better at talking to people over the phone. If you're very structured in like your workouts, you're going to be very structured in how you do business. So I think one thing is how you do all things, and you have to have some kind of structure. I always say that my systems in place are more important, and my systems and my habits are more important than any of the results. You know, because if I can consistently stick to my systems and stick to my habits, I know that the results will follow.
That's huge. Yeah. And you can also go to bed at night knowing I followed my habits, I followed my systems. Yeah, maybe my result didn't come today,
but you got it done.
But you're building your character based on the system and the habit, not the result.
Right.
Because if you're always because if you can operate from a position of like, I am this type of person, and not once I get this, then I will become.
That's huge.
You're way further ahead.
Yeah.
Way further ahead, which is really, really good. Dude, you said something in there. I feel like half the battle is showing up and working hard, and the other half is sharpening the sword. But for me, it was very uncomfortable when I started in sales. It was really hard to have these building the why conversations. I didn't know what to ask or where to pivot. Sometimes I felt like I was overstepping.
Yeah.
And then I did realize, like, this is my job, is to stand up for the client. But one of the things that I used to write down every day for my non-negotiables was to seek discomfort. And was, if I could chase something, if I could place myself in an opportunity that made me uncomfortable, but it did grow me, I would put myself there as often as I could.
Yeah, totally.
And so for me, dude, we used to door knock a lot. And so, as you know, bro, door knocking is probably the most uncomfortable thing you can do in sales.
Totally.
And so, dude, I would go and I'd literally make it a habit to door knock 3 people a day. And I'll just go and knock. But through that, when I sat down with people and I had to build the why and I was getting uncomfortable, I'm like, dude, I can stand on the fact that I just banged on 3 random people's doors. Like, it doesn't matter now.
Right.
I'm in the house. I'm good. What are your non-negotiables, though, each day, outside of, your business?
Mainly just the gym, and then going over and reviewing. I mean, it mostly is the business. Obviously I am trying hard to deepen my relationship with Christ. That's one of my big goals, is I pray as much as I can throughout the day, even when I am doing work. I'll read the Bible every day. But other than that, it's just going to the gym, reading my Bible, and then preparing for the next day.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How big has it been to have the community around you?
Huge. Yeah, if I didn't come here as soon as I started, I would not have gotten off to as big of a start as I did.
Yeah.
I think it's super important, because you were talking earlier about how when you go back home, your habits kind of start changing, and you go back into how it was before you did this, and you can get distracted easily and all this stuff. For me, when I go home, I start falling back into the same bad habits that kept me in a position to where I can't reach my full potential. I'm obsessed with becoming the best version of me that I can be. And I can feel that when I'm back home, I'm so hindered from that because there's all the same people that I grew up around that I was doing all the wrong things with. So a change in environment was huge for me, especially the people, because they keep you accountable. You know, you always talk about, you've called me higher, you know, you've called me out, and it's like I respect that a lot, and it helps me be better, especially with Luke and Jackson. Like, those guys have been huge for me as mentors and leading me in faith. And it just pushes me to get better. So, like, as a person and then also in business, I definitely wouldn't have had the start that I did if I was at home dialing. There's no way.
Quickest way to change is to change your environment. Yeah.
I agree.
Quickest way to wealth is through marriage.
Is that a thing?
It's a joke.
I need to get married.
Yeah. I mean, a girl, she could wife someone up and just boom, she's multi-billionaire. Or a guy,
that's,
you know, it could be either
that's
one.
True.
But anyways, not to throw everyone off. But no, for real, the quickest way, I mean, even for me, like, dude, I've been a pretty high level operator for the last 4 years, ever since after year 2. Like, I mean, dude, this was a cakewalk for me.
Yeah.
Just because I had sold so many. Like, I had so many reps under my belt. Like, I literally, dude, oh my gosh, I used to write 10K in 2 days. And then I would go and either build a team, or some season of my life I'd go and dick off. And I was like, I shouldn't be doing that. But, you know, there was different seasons. When I was back home in North Carolina, I wasn't surrounded by you guys. I was working out of my mother's house, looking to buy my first house. And it was hard to stay motivated, bro.
Yeah.
Even with the level of, like, ambition that I've always had and the purpose God's put in my heart, it was still challenging. But the moment I got down here, it switched.
That's a big shift.
Huge shift, dude.
Totally. You can feel it too. Like, just the energy around everyone, it's so different here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think that's what I love so much about this office is, like, it's actually probably my favorite place to be in the world.
Yeah.
It's just insane for me to say. Because usually work is great and it's fun, but you know, sometimes you'd rather be somewhere else. There's no place I'd rather be.
No.
Like, we have the Oasis in the back. We have a beautiful office. We got a nice kitchen. Like, in terms of the actual space itself, it's just phenomenal.
It's a great working environment for sure.
And dude, like, when you walk in here, it feels warm. You can feel the Holy Spirit. Like, bro, it's just...
And the fact that we can leave in the middle of the day to go over to the Oasis to do a Bible study it's like the best. I look forward to that so much in my day. It's such a good, like, break for me, and I kind of get to refresh and reset and then come back and crush it again the next half of the day.
Yeah.
But it's just
when do you take your breaks during the day?
just a lunch break, middle of the day. Whenever I get hungry, it's usually like 12:31.
Yeah. I call them watering holes or pockets of peace. But, you know,
that's a pocket of peace for sure.
For sure. But yeah, you got to go to places that refuel you the right way. I think some people be like, oh, I'm going to take a break, and then they go and scroll or do something that's like, no, dude, you're frying your dopamine, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you need to put your phone down. You need to walk outside, get some air. When I was dialing on the phones, I would go on, like, a walk around our office in Denver.
Yeah.
And literally just, like, breathe. Just 10, 15 minutes, talk to God.
I did that yesterday, actually. I sat outside for 2 minutes, and I was just like, okay, take my headset off, shut my computer, put my phone away.
Unplugged, dude.
And then I closed my eyes and took deep breaths it was like 2 minutes. But it's, I mean, Daniel talks about how important breathing is all the time.
Yes.
You know, like, it really does help you out.
It does. Big time. So I think it's important, like, you know, dude, my first year I worked 7 days a week, like probably 300 days straight. And I crashed hard, bro. Like, really, really, really hard. And long-term consistency will always be like short-term intense effort. It is good to have really intense effort, but dude, just pick a pace and run at that pace, because this is a marathon. This is not a sprint.
Yeah.
I'm 6 years in, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I work 9-10 hours a day, sometimes 8, sometimes 6, But every day I'm working 6, 5
Yeah.
days a week minimum, if not more. You know? But I'll do that for the rest of my life. You'll catch me at 80 years old and helping someone.
I think that's also huge because I remember my first week, everyone was telling me, like, it's a great week. Like, I was getting tons of congratulations and everything. And then Logan was like, anyone can have a good week. Not everyone can have a good month. And even anyone can have a good month. It depends on it. It's a matter of if you can keep up with it. But you saying picking a pace and then sticking to it is huge. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who would get off to a hot start and then take their foot off the gas.
Yeah. Well, and it's because a lot of your success is you're not focused on the result. Because where your attention goes, your energy flows. We say that a lot. And your attention is focused on your habits, your wake up times, your inputs.
Yeah.
How you're protecting your dial time, your leads. You know, did you do the right things?
Yeah. My dad always tells me that there's 2 things that you can control. He tells me not to focus on results, and that the 2 things that I can control are effort and attitude.
Yeah, attitude and activity, baby.
Yeah, those are the only 2 things. And if you're putting, the right inputs in, the outputs are going to come. You're going to see results.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge.
So we're in March.
Mm-hmm.
We have 9 months left till the end of the year. Where do you see yourself on December 31st?
I'm definitely hitting Hall of Fame. It's a little bit hard for me to judge because it's so early for me, but I think I'll be able to IP. Hall of Fame is 400K. I think I could do 500.
You want to know the math on it? You have to do 44,444 a month. You have to do 11,111 a week. It's all up there, and you have to do 2,222. I did the math with an agent yesterday.
Yeah, I'm crushing that.
But that's issue paid.
Yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Yeah. So you got to submit 60.
Yeah. That's starting in January too, isn't it?
No, that's starting in March, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's starting today or yesterday.
Yeah, then I'll hit that for sure. I'm gonna be a Hall of Fame producer. I want to have Tanner Mendelssohn's kind of growth, like I want it so bad, and I think I don't think that's one thing that I've also I think that I have developed is a crazy sense of self-belief. Like, I have so much confidence that I'm going to do good in this business. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why I had a hot start. Is before I even dialed a phone, I told Luke, I was like, there's literally no way that I'm going to be producing anything less than what you're doing. Like, if you're doing it, I know that I can do it, regardless of how long you've been in the business. And he was like, I hope you do, bro. I want you to. And he's like, I'm going to help you get there. And first month coming out producing 40 plus K. I think it's only up from here.
Dude, I want to show you this. I'm going to ask chat really quick.
Yeah.
Hey, so chat, there was a study done talking about like manifesting, and there's 2 guys that were shooting free throws, and one had to envision that they made the shot like 100 times over, picture perfect form, and the other one had like 25 practice shots. Can you bring up that story and that scenario and that study? I'm on a podcast right now, so make it short, quick, fun, and to the point. Make it fun. You got to tell chat, make it fun, you know? All right. This is cool. All right. Wow, that's crazy, dude. There's a famous visualization study often linked to the University of Chicago. Researchers took people learning basketball free throws and split them into 3 groups. One group practiced physically every day, so they got up shots every day. Other group didn't practice at all, and the third group just sat there and visualized themselves making perfect free throws. So 3 groups. One practiced, one didn't, one just sat there and just thought about it in their head. Perfect form, perfect swish, over and over and over in their mind. After about a month, the physical practice group improved about 24%. The group that did nothing didn't improve. And the visualization group improved about 23%.
Unreal.
Almost the same as the people actually practicing. So the takeaway, your brain fires similar neural pathways when you vividly imagine the action, which is why athletes, Olympians, and performers use visualization all the time. Crazy,
That's
bro.
insane. Yeah, it's a huge tool. I definitely think that if you can see yourself doing something, it makes it way more likely that you can actually do it.
100%, man.
Yeah.
100%. I think that's just a good reminder, guys. Like, if you begin to let the doubt creep into your head and then that grows and it begins to manifest in your life, like, then it will just build momentum in the wrong direction, which will lead you to not a good career and out the door.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that. So come in with the understanding of you are going to help people. They're on the other line waiting for you. We used to say this. Like, dude, when I would dial, I'd always be like, these people are waiting for me to call.
Mm-hmm.
They filled out the request in need. They're excited to hear from me. I'm going to book every person, every objection that I guess, I'll move past with the intention of setting the appointment. And I spoke that over myself, and then boom, dude, we'd have killer days on the phones.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I do something similar. I tell myself that these seniors need my help.
Yeah, they do.
They need my help.
Grannies need Graham.
They submitted the request for a reason.
We should make a shirt. Grannies need Graham.
That would be, I'd rep it for sure.
Dude, if you're in the field, bro, yeah.
I was door to door.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, like, even and then, like, you have to, I would visualize myself, like, holding their phone and their credit card in the same hand and putting in their credit card information. Like,
Yeah.
before I would go out and knock, like, I'm seeing that in my head.
Yeah.
And then before I even got into this business, I'm seeing myself put up the kind of numbers that Luke's putting up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a huge thing because, like you're saying, if you come in with doubt, that's where everything starts falling apart. Like, you have to know that you can do it, and that no one who is succeeding or no one who's a top producer is any different than you are.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
It's the small things.
totally.
What would you say to the new agents that's been listening to this and then want to have a fast start?
Have belief in yourself. Know that you're not different from anyone else, and if you're putting in the inputs, the outputs will come. Stick to your system, stick to your habits, set goals, write them down, and yeah, the results will follow.
Yeah.
For sure.
Hold your ground, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Well, guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Graham's going to be on this podcast a whole lot more. And if people are looking to reach out to you, work with you, where's the best place they can find you?
You can DM me on Instagram. It's graham.hatley. And yeah, you can message me there. I'd love to get you guys on the team. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, dude, I'm super honored to be in business with you. I'm really, for real, super excited to see what you're going to build. I know it's going to be amazing. Yeah. Dude, I love where your heart's at. You know, obviously focused on getting guys wealthy and paid. Mm-hmm. More important, rich in spirit, bro, rich in life. So,
totally.
Yeah, bro. It's been a pleasure, dog.
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. Like and subscribe, you guys. We're going to keep bringing heat. Come on now. Help us out. Let's go.